Hello guys, my name is the Blown Tart, otherwise known as Will. Today I'm bringing some more Battlefield 3 gameplay, and this time I'm going to be doing a gameplay analysis of a rush attack round on the map Tehran Highway. So, first of all, I'd like to say I like doing these gameplay analysis videos because I just like explaining myself why I make the decisions I do and why I don't do certain things. Because at the end of the day, it'll help me, first of all, help me improve, and second of all, if you're not entirely good at the game, help you improve about certain strategies that you can employ. So to start off, jumping right in the middle, I take up this guy, and I'm getting suppressed, and see that guy, knowing it might not be safe to arm, so I'll run around, couldn't find him, managed to just take that enemy out, but before I get to the MCOM, I get killed by a recon who's using an MP7, aggressive recon. I don't mind that. That's getting up in the face of an enemy. I absolutely approve of that because it can be strategically helpful. So I'm spawning at the deployment because of the fact that there are jeeps at the deployment, and since I have got a couple of squad mates, Max, otherwise known as Max Scrumhalf, and James, otherwise known as Red Zebra 97, my usual squad mates, they're doing a little bit of sniping. I decided to just try and do some lone wolfing, to say the least. And also with me I've got Gazzy 250, who's playing Assault. So yeah, there I get killed, and I'm not having a good start to the game. But what you need to do is make sure that even if you have a crap start to a game, you need to make sure it doesn't deter you from actually doing well. So I spawned right next to the MCOM. Luckily we managed to blow it up. So now I'm just trying to clear out enemies. Again, I get killed. But this is the point. If you think a strategy isn't working, if you think that you're trying to do a certain thing and it isn't going to work, or you haven't got the support, change your strategy up. As you can see, I'm changing my pistol. I know that's slightly basic, but little things like that will help you win. See here, I managed to get one guy and then a second guy with a headshot. And then see, this is where the pistol comes into play. If you know your pistol, pick your sidearm appropriately. See here, I have a M1911. Love it. I don't like the basic version, but I like the tactical light version. I think it works perfectly with the tac light. There I was going to jump into the tank, but unfortunately an enemy got into it, but he bailed and it was perfectly fine. So now I'll start taking out the enemy, start engaging the enemy tank using the guided shell, because they managed to muller him in the face. Luckily, I think we've got the Amtrak sort of laying its 9 missiles on it. So as you can see here, this is quite a difficult spot to bring down a tank, because it looks usually like there's only one spot, which is down that little road, but if you're quite smart and quite careful, you can bring a tank down here, because not many people mine this little area. And as you can see, I'm coming to the top of A, and this from here looks like a really bad spot. And as you can see, I'm quite tentative, like whether to take the tank down there. I was just trying to provide some sort of fire across, and if I did have an LMG on it or a heavy machine gun, I would try and engage the target, but since I have a guided shell, I cannot do that. So here I'm just literally trying to watch myself and hit. I just had an attempt, just jumped down. Luckily I managed to survive. Now I'm just sort of making sure I stay alive, to say the least, while I'm sort of finding my feet in this area. Take out this guy, but I get shot, I believe, by a tank, because that's the only thing that could have got me there and locked me down to that amount of health. Take that guy out and push right, make sure you kill any guys you think may have C4 on the MCOM. He did, and arm the MCOM and try and find a nice spot to watch it from. Bear in mind, this MCOM can be diffused if from the outside, if the wall has been blown through. So make sure you take out as many guys in front of the MCOM as possible, but every so often, or if you can, get back up to the rear just to make sure. And as you can see, I'm just popping round, making sure that there's no enemies around the rear, and just trying to do some teamwork, clear out around where the old MCOMs were, which is now our spawn, because at the end of the day, you don't want to come into the spawn and then get absolutely mullered. when you're unprotected. And now here I'm pushing to the side, and I see a tank on the minimap, and I think since I'm an engineer I should try and engage it. Need to just reload my rocket, get a rocket shot into him. But this is a lovely spot if you're trying to get some nice little height, or trying to jump over some sort of, like, if there's a tank there, if you're trying to get around it, you can leap, jump, and this is perfect. That was a really cool jump there. I really did like that. Just missed the tank. I was trying to shoot it in mid-air. That would have been a lovely sort of clip. But this gameplay was actually quite a good gameplay. It was 22-4. And since I was doing a lot of PTFOing and just getting in the face of the enemy, I actually quite like that. So here I was waiting for support from my squad mate here, Gazzy, who's a great player. And see, I'm just pushing across, and I'm going to let him on the MCOM, but just all act as sort of a protective sort of support. He smokes the MCOM, which is a nice smart way to do this. And I'm popping in the skip. This is a nice thing I like doing, because it's it's protected from both the left and the right, and there's also a gap so you can watch the MCOM trying to launch a rocket, trying to rubble drop if there are any guys there, trying to do stuff, have a party. I'd have a party there. It's a beautiful party spot, but I digress. And now A was destroyed. Luckily luckily one of my teammates saved me from certain death, and I'm trying to get in the tank, and luckily he stops. I'm just trying to pop in the tank so I can regen my health, and also just do a little bit of support with the heavy machine gun. If you're ever like having problems with your health, jump in a vehicle such as this, because you're not going to get injured as a person. The tank will, maybe, if you get hit with a rocket or something, but you won't personally, unless there's lots of rockets coming in, then you'll die. But if you're trying to heal up, luckily I managed to heal up, and I'm just staying in the tank acting, just giving a little bit of support, and just getting some points for every squad passenger assist. And literally I'm just loitering around here. This is a frustrating part, waiting for the bases to tick over, but luckily that happens. And now just making sure we have everyone sort of covered, and now we're pushing up to the fourth and final set of MCOMs. These are my sort of favourite MCOMs for attacking, because there are so many different ways to attack the MCOMs. Even though there's roads, you can blow up little holes in walls and everything. Just you can make sure it doesn't look like what it did at the start. So you're going to work with the heavy machine gun, get locked on by the tank. Luckily, I think he IR smoked himself, which is quite funny. But then we got a bit of damage, I believe, from a tank shell. And now we're starting to get a bit injured, and I don't know why I zoomed out there to get. And then unfortunately I tried to bail, and I actually stepped right in front of the RPG, which was quite very smart of me. British brain power, yes, smart. But luckily, and this is a part here which I really want to sort of express. I've got no squad, mate. Squad's been wiped. And I decide to change my kit. Well, not change my kit, change the class of my tank. And I decide to spawn on the Amtrak, which Max is driving. We've got all our squad in it. And I say, since I'm on the gun, you guys can just park up here. You guys bail, and I'll just go to work with the turret, take out those two guys. And now we've just got space. Trying to blow up that without using the little cannon thing. See, I'm clearing out the MCOM, because without this, obviously this wouldn't work. We wouldn't have any space. They wouldn't have any protection for them to arm the MCOM. And here, just pushing up, watching. See a couple of guys just using the explosive shell. Getting a couple more kills, just laying down some suppressive fire, because I'm not too sure if a guy's there. Luckily there was, and now the Amtrak's starting to get damaged. But the thing is, I parked it it got parked in such a way which it blocks that entrance, and yes, the game ends. So yeah, thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Hope you do enjoy the gameplay analysis, and hope you enjoy the custom thumbnail. And I'll see you next time out on